What's up, guys? If you clicked on this video, it is because you were interested in learning how to use your red dot better, how to control your red dot under recoil and not lose it all the time, or at least be able to shoot with it in a consistent manner. And so one, that means you either have a red dot and you're wanting to get proficient with it, or you don't have a red dot and you're kind of doing some research about red dots before you get one. And either way, I could help out with that by giving out this Gideon Omega optic for free. All you have to do is like the video, make sure you're subscribed, and then comment 3 things that are going to be throughout the video. I'm going to give you guys 3 specific things. So all you got to do is watch this full video, man. It's only going to be 10 or 15 minutes long. Watch the full video, comment the 3 things, make sure you're subscribed, like. That's all you got to do to enter to have this Gideon Optic Omega right here. This is a RMR footprint. It has an SRO profile. I did a full review on this optic. Gideon gave this to me to do a review on, so huge shout out to them. This is a great optic. I'm gonna give this thing away as soon as the video hits 500 likes, so it's not a whole bunch of likes for you guys to reach to get this thing for free. So anyways, yeah, make sure you enter this. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let's go ahead and start talking about it. So we're about to go to the range here in a second, but before we do go to the range, I want to talk about a couple things you can do in the house for free without having to make a separate trip to the range. And you know, most of getting better at tracking your red dot under recoil, of course, comes from having recoil, and so you can't really do too much at home. But there is a couple things you can do. I also made a video of how to find the red dot off the draw. I'll post it up here. If you haven't watched that video, definitely go give that a watch. That's, you know, I talked about things you can do dry fire and techniques and consistencies to find the red dot initially. So if you're having trouble finding the red dot initially, go watch that video first and then come back to this one. If you are already finding the dots initially, but then after you shoot that first or second shot, you're having trouble finding it and you're having to kind of fish for it, that's what this video is for. So something that you can do at home before we go to the range is going to be kind of work on your transitions, right? So when you find the dot and you're aiming at something, have a couple things on the wall or a couple things to point at. You find the dot, you're aiming at something, just kind of do small transitions back and forth, and that's going to get your body kind of used to the gun going to where your eyes are leading it to. So if you are shooting under live fire and you're focusing on one thing, the gun, your body is going to kind of make the gun go to where you're looking at. All right, especially whenever you get kind of higher up, more advanced in the shooting. At first it is going to be hard to find that dot and have it consistently go to the same spot, but the more you're focused on something and not the dot, the more your body's going to kind of automatically, it's going to help you subconsciously bring that to it. Think about, like Ben Stoker talks about, if you're using a mouse on a computer, you don't just like watch the mouse and drag it, you like look at where you want it to go and then you drag the mouse, the pointer to exactly where you're looking. It's kind of the same thing with the red dot, or even when you're driving, right? You don't look at the road or the steering wheel, you look at where you go and then you kind of drive, you steer to it, right? So same thing with the red dot. Have a couple things, focus very intensely on those couple things, and then if you just look back and forth to it, your eyes lead, the gun comes. That gets your body used to just a little bit of movement with the gun, and that's definitely going to help out some whenever it comes to, I mean, just minimally, right? That helps out some, just having the gun move a little bit, kind of go back and forth. You can pick a few different things, you know, up, down, left, right. So that's going to be something you can do at home to help with this, but the rest is really stuff you have to do consistently in live fire, which is unfortunate. But to really get proficient with the red dot, you need to practice those kind of like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strings of fire to really get that red dot under control. But transitions is something that helps a lot at home and something that's really needed in shooting, not only competition, but self-defense and everything, right? You know, transitions is a very important thing. So you can work on that at home. And if you'll kind of learn at home for free without having to spend ammo. If you're over swinging and when you come over, your dot is not in the window because you're not keeping the gun straight, you can learn stuff like that at home for free. So that's something that's very simple to do. For those of you guys who are watching right now, I want you to comment your favorite attachment on your pistol, right? Your favorite attachment, like flashlight, red dot, trigger, you know, your favorite attachment or upgrade to put on your gun. That's going to be one of the 3 things that you got to comment down below. So go ahead and comment that right now. And we're going to go ahead and head to the range and talk about some drills that you guys can do, some low round count drills all the way from beginner to advanced. So I'll see you guys in a second. All right, guys. So for the first drill, this really helps a lot with kind of the beginner stages of maintaining your dot. And this is something that you can use for the entire time you're shooting. A lot of big name shooters use this drill. They just use like kind of evolutions of this drill. And so that's going to be 1-shot repetitions, and that's what's really good about this drill is it's a warm-up and it also is a really low round count. But 1-shot repetitions, we're going to shoot 1 shot, and then you want to find out or really focus on where your dot's returning. You don't want to focus on the dot, still keep a target focus, but shoot 1 shot and then pay attention to where your dot is returning to after the shot. If it's not coming back to the same spot, then there's some problems that we got to address from there. So if it's not coming back, if it's at the top of the window, then of course you might need to put some more pressure into the gun. If it's dropping too low, you're really dipping into the shot most likely. If it's left, then you might not be using enough left hand support. If it's right, you're using too much. You know, you can kind of self-diagnose from here, but you just want to do this, pay attention to where the dot is going to each time, and then adapt to that and kind of make the small critiques to yourself that you need to. So do it like that. My dot came right back. My dot came right back. My dot came right back. So just like that, I mean, that was 10 shots right there, and you just kind of pay attention each time to make sure your dot is coming right back to where you want it. And then so from there, let me switch my mag out. So from there, drill number 2 would be an evolution of that drill. Like I was saying, this is more common in your competition shooters. You want to just do double taps. So send that second shot as fast as it can, and then you want to pay attention to your overall grouping. All of this is being done at 5 to 7 to 10 yards, kind of depending on your skill level and where you're wanting to do it. But yeah, we're right here at 7 yards, and you're just going to shoot a double tap. And if your shots are generally going in one direction, if your second shot you find is generally going high or low left or low right, then that's something that you want to address as well. So these are all kind of self-improving drills, low round count drills. They don't take a lot of time, but they definitely can, depending on how slow and meticulous you want to be with it. So yeah, that's the first 2 drills. For the third drill, this is again kind of an evolution of the first one. It's just adding rounds to kind of the same type of shooting to expand on kind of managing that dot, right? You want to start out working small. That's why we started doing just 1 shot. Then we evolved to double. And then you want to kind of evolve that and get good at doing longer strings. And so the first one of which that we're going to do is a build drill. And then from here, we're going to kind of do a build drill just with transition. So we're going to add different stuff to it, and you'll see after this. And if you have any questions about any of these drills, please comment them down below, and I'll try to answer everything. Ignore my tit sweat. It's hotter than 2 rats in a wool sock right now. It's like 90 something degrees. Anyways, yeah, so we're just going to do a build drill, and that's 6 shots to the A zone, and you really want to pay attention to what your dot is doing during this time. So I have a shot timer right here. It's not necessary. You don't need one, but it definitely helps. So I'm just going to be doing this under time. So hey, see how it goes. All right, so 122. It looks like about 17, 19, 19, 17, 16. So under 0.2, whenever it comes to a split, is generally a good split. So if you get to where you can maintain your dot under recoil and see where your dot's going fast enough to shoot under a 0.2 each time, then you're pretty good. You're up there in the top percent. So I'm at 7 yards. I threw 1 of them out of the center A zone, so we can do a little bit better. Let's go again. There we go. That was clean in a 107. 17, 19, 21, 16, 17, 17, and 17. So yeah, bill drill is a tried and true, very old drill that works on kind of everything. So yeah, now for the next drill, we're just gonna kind of do the same bill drill round count, just add some transitions in. So let me get that set up and I'll be right back. All right guys, so like I was saying, next we're gonna do a split bill drill. And so I got 3 targets right down range. They're all about a foot apart. Again, I'm at a little bit past 7 yards, give or take, and I'm just gonna do 2 on each one. So this is really good for maintaining the dot with transitions. And the end goal is just to make all 3 of these targets sound like you're shooting at one target. So not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kind of make it sound like it's all one. That's the goal. If I'm good enough to make it sound like that, I don't know. But that's what we're gonna do anyway. So let's see. So if we look at our splits, 19, 20, 28, 21, 25, 20. So there's a little bit of difference whenever it comes to the split times, but relatively, you want it to sound something like that. I'm actually gonna back it up a little bit, and this is something you can do to any of the drills I just said to make them a little bit more challenging, is just back up and add some distance, or add like a half partial target, or try to just go faster, either way. So let's do that again. I had a couple of flyers. Let's do that one more time. There we go. Still had one Charlie, but that one was better. We look at 20, 23, 31, 25, 29, and 26. So relatively all about the same speed, just a little bit slower because I was back at like 10 yards instead of 7. So like I said, there's all different things you can do to make it harder on yourself. If you have any questions about this, down below, let me know. For the last drill, I'm gonna do this quite a few more times, but for the last drill, we're just gonna add some movement into it, and then we'll round out the video. If you're still watching right now, to enter the giveaway for the red dot, comment your current carry gun down below. That's one of the 3 things that you need to comment to enter to win the Gideon Omega red dot. All right guys, so those were some of the drills that you can do yourself to help get more proficient with the red dot. If you have any questions, please drop them down below. I'll be happy to help answer any questions, or if you guys are having like specific problems that this video didn't help answer, or specific questions about the drills, please let me know down in the comments. Again, if you want to win the Omega Gideon optic, then make sure you comment those 3 things, which the last one is just going to be, what was your first ever carry gun? What was the first gun that you ever carried? Not your current one, but your first one. I'm kind of interested to see what everybody started on, and it'll tell me how old a couple of you guys are based off what you used to carry. Maybe some people are carrying like some H9s or something from back in the day or whatever. So yeah, anyways, if you have some questions, let me know down in the comments. Make sure you enter to win that giveaway, because it's just simple stuff that you have to do to win a free red dot. A free red dot never hurts anything. So yeah, make sure you guys practice those things as much as you can at home and at the range. Thank you guys for tuning in so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bow!